and I'm going to do it, and so on. And finally, to really understand all of that, I have to understand who my end user is, and if my end user has a need. Because if they don't have a need, they're not going to buy. What do we call these? Well, if we put this in marketing jargon down here, this analysis of the end user's problems and opportunities tell me if there is a competitive opening. If I look at the competition, the substitutes out there, I can tell if I have a competitive advantage. If I have a competitive open and a competitive advantage, I have what's called a window of opportunity. And if I know that there's a window of opportunity, I can figure out how to launch it and sell it. And so I have a strategy. And as part of my strategy, I can identify the targets, and then I can figure out what deal vehicles I want and how I am going to negotiate with that target, and thus I can get to a deal. So we work backwards thinking about the kinds of things that, if I'm going to do this, what are the necessary conditions? If I'm going to do this, what are the necessary and sufficient, not only necessary, but necessary and sufficient conditions for doing? What's the necessary and sufficient conditions, la-di-da-di-da, all the way down, and then I play it up this way as I actually do the work. Similarly, when I'm designing my decision trees for a negotiation strategy or to figure out where the payoffs are, I start with what deal I want, I work backwards to figure it all out, but when I'm actually in the negotiation or trying to attain those payoffs, I'm going to play it forward. So that's a quick overview of the steps to the market. Where do we end up? We end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major steps. We can subdivide these into a variety of larger steps. The first half of these steps involve market research. The second half involves strategy and deal making. So I will look forward to continuing these video sessions with you. In our next set of discussions, we're going to be talking about how you actually do the market research. We're done with the broad overview. We had to sort of talk about the things about the deal and how we begin to conceptualize this to know why we're going after the information that we're looking for in market research and why we do the strategies the way we do the strategies. So we're done going backwards. We're now going to start working forward to figure out how we do this. Remember again, as you're watching this video, that all of this is explained in much more detail and probably more coherently, since I'm not making it up as I go along, in both Commercialization 101 and in my book, The Art and Science of Technology Transfer. Thanks a lot. Look forward to seeing you.